Game number 1, and once again we are casting Mana. This is the only or the fastest game that we have, so we are opting here for having as little pause between the games as humanly possible, which leads us to another Protoss versus Terran. Mana starting to the top right of Altair's Stronghold, and starting to the top left we have Revenge now. Revenge, a German player, if I am not mistaken. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Alien Invasion is a German team, or mostly, largely German team. So let's see what exactly we're gonna do with this game. I expect actually a little bit of a different paced match than we had in our last Protoss vs Terran. I feel that the style that we saw between Mana and Kaup was not really indicative of the match that we're gonna observe right now. It's just funny to see that Mana is going up against a lot of German players there. And I'm not gonna make any jokes about that because apparently people already took my female warp prism driver joke a little bit too much to heart. So guys, just in general, don't take everything that I say here too serious. It's not good for your life expectancy if you get too agitated about that, because I am known to talk bullshit sometimes. We have right now for Mana once again that Scout, and I highlighted the importance of the Scout already earlier in the game that Mana played on Frost against the Terran player. Now he is a little bit less lucky, since he's going to the bottom right first and will most likely then Scout bottom left and then top left. That means that he will not get into that main base, because the barracks is already done and the first Marine is about to pop out. I'm not quite sure what the rally point is indicating here. Apparently he wants to rally his Marine to the bottom left. What? That doesn't make any sense. Probably just going to be positioned right over here and making sure that Mana is not getting into the main base. He is getting the perfect Scout off, by the way. Oh, he's going for Reaper. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I didn't even realize that there was a refinery. Okay, so with the Reaper, that's suddenly a whole different ball game that we have there. Not going for the Marine, but instead we have with the Reaper Scout, and that Reaper is going to try to wreak havoc in the mineral line of his opponent, but at least going to help him a little bit. Still, there will be a Marine, or there will at least be something on that ramp that is denying Mana his scouting information. Also, I thought until I saw the reactor here, and that might allow Mana to go in after all. But just in general, even if it might not come into play in this game, a Scout on a 4-player map into the wrong direction is usually a pretty bad thing for you to happen. So Command Center here immediately started by Revenge, and Mana is already scouted by his opponent with an SCV, but the Reaper on the way, and with only a Zealot present, that doesn't really look like it's gonna do too much. The Reaper might actually be able to get a kill or two. Depends a lot on Mana's micro here. He's already trying to get away, but that's kill number 1. And even though the Reaper lost a couple of hit points, he might lose or kill another unit. It's pretty annoying for Mana regardless, but with the Mothership Core there, he can at least... took down the second one, 2 kills, Mothership Core chases the Reaper away. So far, so good. So the Marines are a little bit too fast, just a tiny little bit. When we have the probe entering the main base, just confirm the gas, confirm the factory building, confirm the reactor. Also should have seen that expansion. Just let me double check. No, he didn't. So he doesn't know about the expansion. That's one of the things that we have here on this map on Altair's Stronghold, that you have this backdoor expansion. Especially Zerg players are happy about something like this. There's actually, like, if you think about older maps, you can sometimes really just try to take the base over here and then get a free third base. Because if, as a Zerg player, I mean, we haven't seen a Zerg player on Altair's just yet, so not really the case in this particular scenario, but it's something that you have to consider when you talk about safe bases in your main. It's just something that is very important there. So I think the map where we saw it was Calm Before the Storm, which worked a little bit different with its mechanics, but it's still an option that you have as a Zerg. And talking about a change of pace, we have Mana with a Stargate this time, and not with the techs that we saw in the game against Kaup. So with the Stargate tech that we see here, he's now in a position where he most likely will start with an Oracle. That Reaper saw what's coming though, and that will allow Revenge to work against it, and he's already building the engineering bay that allows him then to get the missile turrets in the game, and of course Marines are also going to be great against the Oracle there. But the Oracle is faster and it has better acceleration, so in that equation you can with good micro still piss your opponent off a little bit. And that is something that we could definitely see here if the Oracle bounces between the two bases and can make sure that the Marines are not killing it. Because if you saturate 2 mineral lines, it's much more difficult for you to really protect all those SCVs. We do not have refineries here, so the SCVs are not as spread out as they could be, which means the missile turret here is going to cover mostly everything. But the Oracle is still useful even if you don't get too many kills. You can use Revelation then later on, and just delaying a few buildings like this is already gonna work. So Oracle just sitting tight there. I don't know, Mana moving it. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate. What is he doing? He's busy microing his units over here, microing the Stalkers. The Oracle in the end is able to escape, so not taken out by the Marines, but that was a close call. And so far it didn't really accomplish anything. Trying to make his way over to the Natural now to maybe kill a few units there, but the added tech into Templar Archives is already on the way. It is on the move going in there, and well, we have more Marines there. Oh, he's gonna lose it! No, not yet. Not gonna lose it just yet, but he's gonna lose his probe that was still active on the map. Revenge is so far playing a decent game with his defense, having a really job well done. The biggest part for him is really that he is currently looking at decent harvester count, not really treading too far behind. That Oracle's doing some damage now, getting 2 kills and keeping Revenge busy, even baiting a stim out if I saw that correctly. Yeah, 1 stim being used, Oracle still alive, and Mana with additional gateways going straight into the Psionic Storm upgrade once again. So the scan in the main already revealing what's going on. So the money scan, he's right on with this. He sees all the gateways, he sees the Templar Archive with the Chrono Boost on the Storm, and he has also good vision of the Twilight Council and sees that something else is being researched there, and Blink doesn't make too much sense with that, so can already deduct, yes, it's gonna be the charge upgrade. And that will lead him into a Ghost Academy, most likely, very soon. You have a couple of Terran players that completely forgo the Ghost Academy depending on the state of the game, since they just say like, well, I'm gonna split, I'm gonna throw units at you until you basically throw up and roll over until you run out of energy. And I feel that is definitely gonna happen, because with the that's something that Polt, for example, does. Just to give you an example of a player who that did that in the past and stated that he sometimes even prefers that over getting Ghosts and having that battle between High Templars. So the Medivac right now with the added drop, just trying... does he have a second one? No. Running up that ramp after all. I guess he's afraid of feedback. Why would you just roll... I mean, you're faster. You're faster than your opponent's position, but you could have tried to get in here. The problem is that he has a cannon and also the High Templar, so feedback is your enemy. If you are trying to go for drops, feedback is your main concern, and also, of course, Blink Stalkers. Mana's Oracle is still looking for an opening. He's still looking for some position that he could take where he might get another kill. 6 kills in total so far, and that's paying off for the Oracle. But the added tech is, of course, a bit annoying. If you invest into a Stargate and an Oracle, you want to do a little bit more damage than that. But as long as the Oracle is alive, you can go for Revelation, and that will help him to find out where exactly Revenge is positioned and maybe get a good flank. So that would absolutely make up for it. There's a lot of units, by the way, crossing the map here. Revenge is really having a big army. 74 army supply against 53. Problem for him is really, where does he attack? Like, he can't really drop, since there are too many High Templars for feedback. He can't really just run up that choke point against Storm and also, of course, Force Fields. But what Revenge could do is use this advantage that he has to get himself another base. Because I do not see him really going into a hyper-aggressive mode and getting somehow into the main base of his opponent. But he could utilize this position and that soft contain that he has to just get an own advantage in the match. But honestly, Mana wants that third base desperately now and is moving out, and that allows Revenge to maybe go in there. One Storm going down takes also a few Medivacs with him. But there we have the second one. The snipe, he's going for it, but no, not this time. Here comes the Time Warp, good use of that. And a few units trailing behind, attacking the factory. That's not what he wants to do. Revenge is moving in. Where are those storms? He needs them, and he needs them fast. He needs those storms. Mana needs storms. That's a lot of stims being used here. A cancel on that third base. Where is the storm? Here comes the Time War, but no storm in sight. The High Templars just don't have the energy. Here they finally come, and now it's storm season, and this takes out a lot of units. All the added, yeah, oh my god, Revenge is getting rolled here. All the stims that he's been using the entire time are taking their toll on the hit points of all the Marines and Marauders, and now finally the High Templars with the full energy are moving into the battle and using the Storms. That was very close though. Mana lost a lot there, and resources lost are very, very even between the two of them. But Mana had the better economy for a big part of the game. It's not really paying off as much as he was hoping for. He's lacking gas. He has those minerals though. And that will manifest itself in a lot of Zealots. And Zealots with the charge upgrade, they can do a lot here. They can force that army back. They can just go in, close the distance, and finish the job that the Storm started. A third base coming up now also for Revenge, who realized that this is probably not going to happen in regards to a quick end. But we have Zealots moving in now, and yeah, Kaup was able to... I was about to say Kappa was able to deal with that really good in the last game, but no, it was actually Kaup. Kaup did a decent job with that, but will Revenge be able to defend as well? I don't know. We are gonna find out pretty soon, I guess. The Marine once again over there just finding out that there is a base. Attempted snipe. There might be another stim. Yeah, yes, to cancel. Mana cancels immediately. Nice soft contain here by Revenge, but Mana is now Immortals, and he is looking at this and he's just saying like, you know what, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed at the status quo. I'm not happy with the status quo. That's something that you definitely don't want to hear from your girlfriend. At the same time, it's also true for a lot of players in the game when they are soft contained, which we see Mana being now. But so far, Revenge doesn't have a third base either. Okay, Marauders coming into the rescue. Oh! That is something that Revenge apparently wasn't ready for. Mana is moving in. Can he snipe a few of the medivacs? That would be great, but no, only taking down one. That base is going to be established in a second. Yeah, still hovering right over there, the command center. It looks like it's going to be a planetary. At least he hasn't upgraded into an orbital yet. And, well, the factory here is going to bite the dust eventually, and not burning down just yet. That would also mean that he needs to start with his own Ghost Academy and everything else before he loses it. Here comes the transition into the Robotics Bay. The third for Mana is now going to be uncontested. Now he's safe. Now he's safe with that base for now at least, but the third base for his opponent is up as well. Still no orbital, also no planetary. Needs to make up his mind here. In terms of upgrades, let me actually have a quick look. Kaup, why am I stuck with Kaup? It's just like the Terran games that we casted earlier, they're completely sticking with me. Revenge is taking a slight lead, not the biggest one, but a little bit faster. Mana under so much pressure from every single angle. Revenge wants to go in. He's stimming maybe a little bit too much. That is dangerous with those storms, but he is trying to make that work. This army is not doing too much. There are Zealots in the natural, and those are absolutely undetected by his opponent so far. Finally a few units running over there, but Zealots killed 15 units, 15 SCVs. Mana still bouncing between those two army sizes that we have. And yeah, he's really struggling with his defense there. It is just what a Revenge is trying to do, running in at two different angles, doing some damage, sandwich Mana here, but the Storms are just too strong. The Storms are amazing here. How many medivacs do we have? I mean, that's 14 medivacs already, and this is what Mana was afraid of. Marines running into his main base, controlling the choke point here. Another set at the bottom is getting stormed, but we have all those units wreaking havoc in the main base. Oh my god, the robotics is gone, and not only the bay, but also the robotics facility. That is putting an end to Mana's tech for now, but what he can try to do is go ham on that third base. Go ham or go home. That's basically what Mana is looking at right now. He needs to somehow defend against this, and he is storming his opponent there. But he needs to do damage with this army. He lost his tech right now. A good storm once again, chasing down that bio army there, taking down Marines and Marauders, and Revenge is losing a lot of ground. He is trying to move in once again. Mana defending his own bases. Here comes another round of warp-ins, because Mana just says like, you know what, I need to take down this third base. I need to do some damage now. You are doing too much here. Here comes another storm heading home. And we have a few units trying to take out that fortune. They are going to be successful, but Mana wants to end the game. And that is something that he could actually achieve here. He's moving in once again. He has a 50 supply lead, and that manifests itself with 130 army supply against 80. And yep, Revenge is looking at a very grim situation. His own economy is still taking apart. Mana can warp in again. Look at those added resources for Mana. That is 2,000 minerals and 1,000 gas right now that we see for him. And to the top left, we have just Zealots absolutely going berserk in that main base. The GG inevitable as Mana defeats the third, basically wins the third TVP in a row, wins his first game against Revenge and takes the lead in the best of 3 against Revenge.